Yeah, I didn't keep tabs on how we were ranking in the Magic the Gathering section. So if anyone wants to have a peek while this dramatic music escalates and we have an inventor's goggle, that'd be nice. Renegade map on the other side. Ether Swooper swoops up the goggles. So exciting. 2 energy for Lars. That's 1 servo token. Ready and waiting. 10th stream right now. That's not so bad. I think we ranked a bit higher at some point. 10th isn't bad. One day will be the biggest. Dusk Legion Zealot for Peter. Drawing through that deck, looking for the answers. And again, we have seen Peter play already, and we know he doesn't have access to that many sweeping effects, which he will need against this deck. It was single golden demise, and even then Lars has the capability to make an army at instant speed, but he seems to be stuck on just blue mana again. People rooting for Lars. Who's rooting for Peter to win? Summer Slacker was referring to how we rank in the Magic the Gathering category. Not how many hours we've been running, which yes is 11 hours. So let's see. Peter will have to deal with a lot more early pressure and a lot more wider and an attack angle than he had to in the last match against Tom. His deck will be fighting on a completely different axis than before. Let's see how this actually affects him. Well, not him, but his deck. Go Peter, although I support Lars more, but Peter's also fine. Some people just can't choose. Choosing is losing, right? Whirler Virtuoso. So this is the card that Peter really has to be careful about. But Peter is also a bit stuck on mana, it seems, forced to sculpt mana with renegade maps and evolving wilds, which is really slowing down his development, as Lars has a lot of opportunities to keep putting pressure on Peter. Zealot trading for a servo and Peter dropping down to 13 off an empty board. Lars should be quite advantaged in the early game, but as soon as Peter builds up to a little more steam, a little more powerful cards in the late game, Lars will need that synergy between his cards to still be relevant in the game, where Peter has a lot more potential to just have big impacts of single cards he plays rather than relying on interaction. So if Peter can attack the right cogs in the machine here at Lars' side, that'll be an avenue for attack. Ravenous Chupacabra for that. Whirler Virtuoso is an important part of that story. Pumps out a Thopter just before biting the dust, and Lars is still attacking from a safe height, but a Filthy Cur will not be able to stop him. Summer in the chat, meanwhile, conflicted by who she needs to root for. Peter is local. Lars has given more support to her at events, and Peter drops into single digits here in turn 5. Will he get enough to work with early enough? Lars now with a bunch of untapped mana, signaling that he's going to be interacting. Siren's Ruse gets responded with a welding sparks, taking out the filthy cur before it actually triggers and kills another one of Lars's precious creatures. Dusk Legion Zealot takes its place, a lot less menacing. Finds an extra land for Peter though. As Lars keeps poking in 4 damage. So Peter playing that Zealot actually reduced his clock by 1 turn. Now the Ether Swooper that he just played just rendered that irrelevant. It's interesting that he chose not to play it before combat in order to make a servo token here. I guess on this board everything is relevant. No, the welding spars was in response to Siren's ruse, so it never actually triggered. Sander the Rudder forgot his bag, which contains his gift pack, my gift pack. I don't know what else. We'll check for Lost and Found. I think Miss Viking already has that one. Yeah. Stop bumping into my tent, head judge. Okay, Cloud Blazer for Peter will. Ooh, we have Skyship Sovereign to trump the Cloud Blazer that was just played. Sovereign, Sky Sovereign's console flagship. Might just be the card that wraps it up here for Lars, as Peter is in desperation mode. And that is game 1 between Peter Steenbeek and Lars, with Lars taking game 1 in very convincing fashion. So again, Peter does not seem to have a lot of appropriate tools to fight back. He does have some fragmentizers and forsake. I'm going to turn down the music for a second, because I need to whisper a little bit so the players can't hear too much of what I'm saying. Peter will have Forsake the Worldly and 2 Fragmentize to bring in, and some extra point removal for little creatures to interact more. Has Negate and Duress as well, so a lot of tools to fight card per card, which he can get away with if he gets his Cloud Blazers after that. Well, Lars... Let's have a look at Lars's deck as well. Where is Lars? That says Lars. Lars gets to bring in extra negates, a Spell Pierce, and maybe Bastion Inventor to start pummeling through all the removal that he might expect to be coming out of Peter. So Bastion Inventor probably coming in for Lars as a Plan C. Plan A being what we just saw, Inventor's Goggle Beast with some Thopter and Servo support. Plan C being the infinite combo with Whirler, Virtuoso and 3 decoction modules. And now we might have Plan C operational. Okay, so our players getting ready for game 2. 11 hours after this event has started. 2 people remaining. 61 have been reduced to dust. 63, yeah? So 61 have bitten the dust. Ah, these head judges trying to outsmart me. Kids these days. Mathematics. I has them. That doesn't make sense. Tom, thank you very much. Niels can have maths. I have all the things. Ding, 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 ding. Dramatic music intensifies. Who will take the trophy? Who will go home with a golden GP ticket? And who will engrave their name on the Gentry Open Champion Trophy? The 5th name to be engraved and join such names as Jelle Geeselink, Michiel van den Bussen, Aaron Fontaine and Allan Schuur. Names that ring through the eternities as the true titans of Gentry, the key holders of the fort. I can't do it anymore, sorry. I completely broke down. Let's just go. There we go. You saw, you missed the ducks. You saw IRL ducks. I have a duck button. Does that help? I don't know why we're talking about ducks. Hot Wheels and 199. Oh, welcome to the chat though. Don't think we've seen you around today. So, Peter mulliganing. 1 game down. 1 card down. Epic music intensifies. Peter Steenbeke wrote the most popular archetype all the way to the final. Esper, enter the battlefield control. Lars came out of the woods with a forgotten archetype. Blue-red Thopters, Whirler Virtuosos and their decoction module friends all the way into the finals. Lars is 1 game up. Let's see who becomes the next Gentry Open champion. It might be at the end of this game. Or will we have a game 3? Game 1 finished on the hands of what you still see. Sky Sovereign, console flagship. What card will wrap it up this time around? Peter calls his deck Scarab Blazers. Yes, that's right. That's what's on top of that deck list I have here. Renegade map for Peter. One of the more dedicated people to making sure his mana works out. Also an enabler for Fatal Push. Welcome Flochard. Flochard? Flochard, whatever. Welcome to the chat. Decoction module for Lars. Talking, typing, hyping, everything at the same time. That's what you get when you watch The Happy Viking. Talking, typing, hyping. What's he gonna get? Oh, an island. The murky waters around this swamp have spawned an island. Looks like the players are feeling the excitement as well as a Dusk Legion Zealot comes from the sunset, the mists of dusk. Wait, is dusk sunset or sunrise? I always forget. Dawn is sunrise. Dusk is sunset. Yeah. See, I know how language works. Double decoction module for Lars, making that next Whirler Virtuoso oh so much more threatening. Is Lars on plan B? Dramatic music intensifies. Thank you very much, Hot Wheels, for helping me figure out if the sun comes up or goes down at dusk. What's Lars's plan here? Four mana, 3 Whirler Virtuoso. And it resolves. I like how the music actually picked up at the same time. No, it doesn't resolve. Essence Scatter! Cuts in. Gets rid of it. But is the music bad? Who likes the music? If you dislike the music, vote nay. If you like the music, vote yay. Let's have some chat interaction. Are you guys falling asleep? Wake up! Yeah! Vote nay. Ah! It's nice actually. I agree, it's really nice. It's keeping me on point as well. Only Requiem for a Dream would have been better. Yeah, we don't have licensed music available to us. Vote nay. I only see yays. Sorry, people who know how to vote are winning this one. Let's put it a little quieter though, so it doesn't overpower my smooth voice. Sailor of Means for Peter, who is starting to build a board presence slowly. So you click the emote button in your chat box and it should be hidden somewhere there. I have too many emotes to find it. Where? Hey, I don't have it. I do have it. Yay! Nay! There we go. Yeah, I figured that out recently as well. Maverick Thopterists for Lars. Brings his buddies, puts on his goggles, and is ready to party. 6 energy. 3 energy. 3 creatures, 2 decoction modules. So we reduced the volume a little bit already. But we are keeping the epicness. So Lars went through one of his one of his Whirler Virtuos already, and Peter just tutored for a planes, signaling that there might be some artifact removal coming up. Okay, 5 mana, Cloud Blazer. As much of an engine as Peter actually has in this game. And Lars immediately magma sprays it. Doesn't want to see it. Blinked, doesn't want to see it. Roosed, doesn't want to see it. Scarab God. Oh no, Michiel discovered the emotes. Incoming weirdness. So Lars still has an avenue of attack through the air. Quick everyone, use your subscriber only emotes, so Miss Viking feels left out with her silly freebie emotes. God save us all, or you know anyone really. God save us all, or you know anyone really. God save us all, or you know anyone really. Okay, Jesus. Languaging hard. Go Michiel. Okay, whatever. Griffarian. Oh, Slacker has discovered emotes as well. Oh, but we have Glorybringer. The music knew. It knew. It was picking up Flochard, welcome to the longboat. Grab your oar and join the adventure. And the adventure is the Gentry Open final match. Game 2. And Lars, very self-confident here, exerts the Glorybringer, takes out the Silly Sailor. No more blocking for you. Peter is still at a rather healthy life total, so this will not be enough to force him down to his knees. Nine damage. As Peter seems to be struggling to stay in the game. Lars has already taken game 1. All the support is coming out of the chat. Ravenous Chupacabra takes out the Glorybringer. That was exerted anyway. That couldn't do anything next turn. So the Thopter is still wearing its feisty goggles. It's a weird. Why do goggles give 2 toughness? That doesn't make sense. Why do goggles protect you against a zealot and a cur? It's like, wait, the dogs are gonna bite your eyes out. Jump blocking. Thopters are coming in through the skies. And Peter refuses to offer up his Ravenous Chupacabra, signaling that maybe he has a way to reuse the ability. Chat now rooting for Lars. Cloudbringer. Cloud Blazer. Blazer. Hey, that's Azure, like Azerty. Cloud Blazer. And a gifted Etherborn. The first problematic creatures for Lars. Ravenous Chupacabra attacking, but Lars doesn't care. It doesn't affect him anyhow. Bounces his Maverick Thopterist with a decoction module, and is going to start rebuilding an army, I suppose. 2 eyes are protected from Inventor Sparkles. Very correct. That's why the goggles are so good. So why does it give 1 power? Simon, why does it give 1 power? Tappity tappity tap tap keeps 4 mana available. Maverick Thopterist. So is this plan D? Bouncing and replaying Thopterists. Farming energy. As soon as Lars draws another Whirler Virtuoso, this game is most likely over. The goggles shoot laser. The goggles, they do nothing. It's all lies. The goggles. So 4 mana available, ready to bounce the Thopterist again, or hiding the fact that he has a bunch of interactions as well. Simpsons reference. I think it's older than The Simpsons, actually. That The Simpsons already referenced it. So if anyone knows the source from the goggles, they do nothing. Obviously, I'm quoting the one I know from The Simpsons, but I think it's older. Cloud Blazer from Peter. He's starting to fight back on board. He's tapping down pretty low, though. Should have said it's all ice. End of turn. Return the decoction module to hand. Build that army of Thopters. Still no word of Virtuoso. Can't immediately find any source stating The Simpsons was referencing another source. So it might have been The Simpsons then. Because I think there was a glasses that also had a reference to it. A glasses in Magic the Gathering. Be pretty awesome if Magic the Gathering was referencing The Simpsons. That's a Dragons of Tarkir promo Evolving Wilds that Lars just played. Yep. Yeah, I also have a playset of it. I know how it looks like. No, they're really cool. And with Evolving Wilds being such a important part of the format, they kind of become status symbols, these particular promo cards. They also have the rare holo indicator thingamajiggies. What's my doodle? You know what I mean. Okay, Maverick coming back. Brings his two buddies. Generates so much energy. I need another button. I got so much energy. Is the Dragons of Tarkir one with the little rivulet of lava in on the blue stormy background? Because yeah, that one foil is epic. The promo is not foil. That's why it loses. But yeah, if that's the one you're referring to, and I think it is, that is the best one. Vanquish the Weak. Gets negated and gets negated back. So that's a destroyed Maverick Thopterist. Dramatic music. Oh, it is foil. Oh, cool. Golden Demise now. Yeah, but he only has one of them, so would be very good. Don't forget that Lars is a top-decked Whirler Virtuoso away from having a one-hit kill Thopter army. Chooses to just take it here. Yeah. Both players down to 1. Ow. I just hurt myself. Okay. Don't know if Lars has any more cards in his hand. I think he is just living off the top here. This looks like Ether Chaser. Oof. Why did Lars pay to... Oh, to equip one of the Thopters. So Lars coming in for 5 damage but loses 2 Thopters. This is game 2 actually, Ventos. Game 1 was won by Lars. I'm curious to see what's... Oh, there's another Maverick coming out. Not sure what the pause right now is about. Lars is still thinking about his next play. I think he attacked with one Thopter too many to do what he wants to do. Keep 4 mana open after playing the Maverick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4. Yeah. Yeah, he tagged with one Thopter too many. Okay, Michiel in the tank now. Michiel. Lars in the tank now. Decoction module, the one that gives you energy and bounce a card. So Lars then choosing to just go Maverick Thopterist. Does not have the decoction modules available now. Is stockpiling a sheer infinite amount of mana. The Esper does, he did look good. He did look, what? Lars the, oh, Esper player, yeah, he looked through his graveyard to see what was there. At this point, both of our players have received a warning for slow play, so it is possible that the outcome of this match will be decided based off a warning. But let's hope that doesn't actually happen, that we have a natural winner. One World of Virtuoso and the game is over. Yeah, pretty much at this point. If it resolves, at least. So, what did I miss? Scarab God. I missed Scarab God. Dramatic music for the Scarab God. What is that? Push Mythics Dance Gale? No idea what is going on in chat. I'm just gonna ignore Slacker for a little while as Peter is bringing back Pushed Mythics. Yeah, this might just be the final turnaround. Scarab God takes Maverick Thopterist. Brings 2 tokens. And Peter untaps. So I think that Peter can't finish the game here. Lars will go down to 6 life from the trigger. Thank you, boss. Lars will go down to 6 from the trigger, and I think he has just enough to survive the attack after it, and then it's pretty much top deck, Whirl of Virtuoso, or die. No, he dies anyway from the trigger next turn, I suppose. Question: is there a standard for slow play, or is it subjective per what the judge decides is too slow? There is sort of a standard, which I'm not going to go into, but it's something that we are, as judges, being more vigilant about. But it's always subjective to a degree. You cannot say it's X seconds, or that just doesn't work that way. You cannot punish a combo player for thinking for a while and then taking no time in the next 9 turns he plays because he has figured out his path already. And in the same vein, yes, sometimes you get a slow play warning after 10 seconds because you're just eating time off the clock and nothing actually changed in the game state. So it will always be very subjective. So the Scarab God, the Glorybringer gets exerted. Eats a Maverick Thopterist. The Thopterist gets bounced by Lars. And now he has 6 blockers for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 7 attackers. So will be surviving this attack. But I think he will at best die to the Scarab God triggers after this. Even if he gets Virtuoso now, he can't attack with them. Not looking so good for Lars here. Now by blocking like this, he even just straight up dies to the next upkeep trigger. Now we have a fatal push on a single token there. Doesn't even get to kill the Etherborn, the gifted Etherborn, and that it's 1-1 in the final. And I'm going to the toilet while our players are sideboarding, so I'll put the music a little bit higher for you guys. van Maxen. Single elimination in the top one. Okay, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Game 3, the deciding game of the Gentry Open. Let's see who takes the title. So, what did I miss in chat? Come on, Lars! And then somebody who says, okay, I think somebody fell asleep on their keyboard. I'm rooting for Peter now just because he seems like the underdog. And then I just want Lars to win something. The chat is being very supportive. Lars deserves it. Go win this game, Lars. Go underdog Peter. So we have the chat divided in who they are supporting the most. Why is there a half-eaten cookie next to me? Somebody lost it. What? Oh, is anyone in chat rooting for the head judge? Because he's also still here and he's looking for ropes. No, didn't go far enough. The only dog Peter has is that scurvy dog of a ravenous chupacabra. I'm always rooting for Floris. Slacker619 is rooting for Floris. Go Floris! Miss Viking joining the ranks. We have 3 possible winners here. Okay. Hot Wheels. Don't you just hate it when you have to work tomorrow but the Gentry tournament just keeps going and you have no choice but to watch? I know how you feel. I have to be at work at 8 o'clock tomorrow. I think I'm gonna call my accountant and ask for an extra day to finish my bookkeeping. Goggles are the first card. The first non-land card on the table. And an Ether Chaser dons the goggles, ready to attack and poop out a little servo. So 3-3 first strike. So nothing to scoff at. Peter does have Sailor of Moons available, but those won't come into play until an extra turn. Zealot. Ik zie ook geen kaarten in hand. So, 3-3 Ether Chaser. Lars choosing not to make a token here. And has that nice evolving wilds again. Floris best opener. Real open winner. Only 8, I need to work at 7. Okay, Sailor of the memes. No, Sailor of Moons. Sailor Moon. Another Zealot enters the fray for Peter. Oh. Still no answer to the 3-3 first striking menace on the other side. It doesn't have menace. It is a menace. It's different. It's interesting to see Peter already using it as a chump blocker here. Then again, Lars never really attacks with a big creature, so... What? Chat, don't you go there, boy. I don't know where I went. I would call it intimidate. What's intimidate? Oh, yeah, menacing. Intimidating. Okay, era of innovation. For Lars, that'd be an explanation why he chose not to make the servo yet. Servo triggers the era, gets the 2 energy back. Oh my god, we've got an engine! You might even fear it. I don't know. You'd have to be pretty black in the heart to fear something as beautiful as that. Another chum block for Peter. Stacks the renegade map in his upkeep to thin out the deck. Who really wants to draw something besides the land he is going to look for here. Good thing it's not shrouded in mystery. Yeah, it's interesting to see how you're going to do hexproof then. Okay, so at this point Lars in commanding position, but we've seen it swing from side to side drastically in matches before. It's a pretty nice sequence from Lars here. If that Evolving Wilds hadn't been there, this could have been his turn 3. Pretty impressive. Fragmentize, yes. Fragmentize with a vengeance. Snap that out of his hand. Renegade map. So stopped the flow of servo tokens, but Lars still has 4 power on the table against an undefended board for Peter. Well, there can never be 6 of them, so we are hexproof. Wow, Slacker, that's a good one. That's a good one. Respect. Lars depleting his energy reservoir to make another servo, and I think his car mates are sitting next to me watching. Yeah, watching on, hoping this game ends faster than the previous ones.
As long as he wins.
As long as he wins, that's the spirit. Who else brings cheerleaders to a finals match? Emile! We have a Flochard calling out for Emile.
Who?
Flochard. I have no idea who Flochard is. I think he knows you.
Probably one of the guys at Gentry.
Probably. Kortrijk represent. Let's hope this flies by, or maybe it will reach the conclusion a lot later than expected. Shout out to Emile, someone else. Person who only plays real decks is Flochard. 5 mana, Cloud Blazer. Ooh, Metallic Rebuke. So, Lars playing a very different game than that we've seen him play before. Just making a little pocket army and defending it. Three-turn clock here. Coming in for 5. Kapow. Decoction module. Lars doing pretty well for himself while stuck on 3 lands here. He did play Zombie Infestation, Treasure Hunt, 53 lands in Modern apparently. Does that help?
Yep, I already knew who it was, but
Okay. Cloud Blazer number 2 for Peter. Miss Viking can't take the mystery, can't take the intrigue of having people in the chat and that she can't identify. So Lars has a window here with Peter tapped out of any interactive mana. Only the black mana could have Fatal Push, of course. I'm too tired for this stuff. Okay, so is Lars going to capitalize on the decoction module, or will he focus on just putting more pressure? Oh, there's a Maverick coming here. Maverick Thopterist brings his Thopter buddies and a bunch of energies. It's amazing how much work that those invention goggles actually do in this deck. It looks like such an innocuous little card. It does so much. Lars using the auto requip option. And it comes in for 4. Makes another servo. With the Ether Chaser's ability, gets an energy back from the decoction module. It's such an elegant deck once it starts running smoothly. Peter managing, blocks one of the servos. Fatal push. Gets rid of the Ether Chaser. That did enough damage already. Flosharis Trieve. My intelligence has done its work. Okay. That sounds like a little fight between Kortrijk and Santa Claus in the chat. No, Gnar isn't really Santa Claus, but okay. Gifted Etherborn and Zealot for Peter. Starting to fight back. Lars starting to hurt from his lack of lands here. Make one that says, "This is Gentry." This is Gentry. Clip my own voice. Yeah, I should start clipping my own voice. I predicted it. Midnight and the final is still going. Ah, you're so mean. Don't point that out. It's all lies. It's not midnight. We're gonna start earlier for the next open and not to have people wait for their matches, I promise. It's gonna be faster next turn. Magma Spray. Gets rid of the, or tries to get rid of the Cloud Blazer before Peter starts blinking stuff. 2 mana. Is this a Siren's Ruse? Score right now is 1-1 correctly. Is that negate? Yeah, negate on the Magma Spray. This is game 3. This is the deciding game for the entire Gentry Open. 61 players have fought and fallen. Only these 2 remain. Metallic Rebuke fights back against the negate that was aimed at the Magma Spray. Nice little stack going on there as we see Lars fighting with tremendous valor of these 3 measly lands. 3 lands, and he has cast 3 mana cost counter spells and 5 mana cost Mavericks. This is just how strong Improvise really is. Peter surveying the battlefield. Lars really improvised the fight here. Slacker's on a rolls on fire. Do we have a fire emoticon for Slacker? Do we have any? I have Charizard emoticon. Why do I have Pokemon emoticons? Do you guys have Pokemons as well? Is there fire? Fire. There we go. Ah, Pokeblastoise. No! My Charizard shall not be beaten. So, Twilight Prophet for Peter, who does have access to more than 3 mana. City's Blessing for Peter, who now has an extra avenue, and not to forget some defense in the air in the form of the Flying Vampire Cleric. Fourth land will turn Decoction module online. I'm not sure if that's going to be relevant. Lars trying to figure out if there is a way he can still fight back, because the advantage at this point is firmly on the side of Peter. But it can swing. Land number 4. So we might actually still have a game here. 4 mana. Puncturing Blow. Straight from the sideboard. Exiles the Twilight Prophet. No more need for that die on top of your deck, boy. And the Thopters have free reign in the air again. Advantage. Advantage, Lars. We may not have an advantage bar, but we have a Hulk. No, wait, that's wrong quote. I'll be your advantage bar. Advantage, Lars. Like, medium advantage. It's decent, it's tangible. Those gifted Etherborns are going to make things awkward. Which is why there's no big advantage, Lars. No major advantage, no general advantage. Lars decides to take the, not even trying. No, he has Decoction module to bounce Maverick Thopterists next turn and start building an army. A land, a kingdom for a land. Ooh, Vizier of many faces turns into a Maverick Thopterist. Ooh, and Profane Procession as well. For Steenbeke, dumping the rare power onto the table here. As this final game is drawing to a close, the last game of the Gentry Open. General advantage. Slacker. Peter is really hitting all the rares. Best out of 5? No. Best out of 3? No, best out of 5. Somebody kick the head judge. That's. I'm kidding. Don't kick the head judge. Profane is a harsh one to deal with. Yes, that's. If Peter gets to untap with that one, advantage will swing back to Peter. Advantage is on Peter's side at this point. Love the head judge. Poke ball? What's poke sand ball? Poke some ball. Poke some ball. Whatever. People with weird names. Just messing with me. There's too many Sanders in my life to have any clue of who you are. Funny. 3 people replying the same thing. The Sanders, they're multiplying. Lars keeps pushing the offensive. Sander de Rudder, okay. Oh yeah, Sander de Rudder. You're like a new Sander for us, remember? We have plenty of Sanders already. So Thopters clash in the air, their brittle wings smashing against their feeble bodies, crashing to the ground and being reduced to a pile of crap! Thopter's crap. Sander multiplying like Polyraptor. Don't hit them then. So Peter would probably like nothing better than for his Vizier to die, because then he can actually embalm it and get some juicy stuff again. Except Lars is now offering up a trade here. Let's see if Peter has a plan. He has a few options, not even thinking of what he has in his hand. And has to play around the activation on the decoction manual. I guess Peter passed priority, offering up the trade, and that's why Lars is offering the bounce, to which Peter responds with the profane procession, which is still in the card viewer for you to read what exactly it does. Exiles the Maverick and punches through. Advantage bar now eking further over to Peter's side. If I know who you are, Millen Hero, then I might give you some love back. This might just be the GG. Well played. Oh, Millen Hero, that reminds me, I have some cards for you, but you didn't show up to collect them. If you are the correct... No, that's somebody else still. Okay. Lars, facing what seems like unsurmountable opposition, has Chandra. Torch of Defiance to start fighting back. Pluses it. Still thinking? No, yes, no, yes, no, yes. So, Millen Hero, can I pass them to somebody here? Probably not, right? Yeah. Should have done that earlier. I asked some of the St. Niclosians, but they didn't come to check back. And... oh, so he plus 1 for 2 red mana, and then puncturing blew out a gifted Etherborn. So now Peter does not have the creatures to take out the Chandra. Yeah, 3 at the Chandra. Yes, this is a tournament. This is the Gentry Open. It's a this is game 3 of the final of the tournament. Gentry, if you don't know, is a budget version of Standard that allows up to 4 unique rares and or mythics and 15 uncommons. It is by far the best format ever invented in the whole wide world, and it is played in the best country in the whole wide world, Belgium. Or something. Yes, thank you very much, Viz Viking, for a link to the website for more information, deck text, deck lists, all the juiciness. I don't think Chandra is going to save him. Malmö in May. Is there a GP then? If so, then yes. Should be pretty interesting to go to Malmö. Maybe visit the Gentry community there. Actually going to the but I think his next charity event is sealed, not Gentry, which is very unfortunate, unless they changed it after all. We had a Vizier come in again. I'm not sure what it copied. Lars still fighting back as an Etherborn, so it's a gifted Etherborn. He reads Profane Procession again, so as soon as it exiles 3 creatures, it flippity flops, and then you can put the creatures you've exiled into play yourself. Dirty control players ruining everyone's fun. Well, that's one way to look at it. Just come with the Streamlight aggro deck and teach them next time. Maverick. So before the Thopters actually come into play, he exiles the Thopterist. That gets Lars some energy. Equips one of the Thopters, so we have a 2/3 Thopterist now. Go cast some Sifter Worms. Yeah, that's pretty good. Hey, some Dirtle decks are pretty good against control. I dirtled with Hidden Stockpile for a very long time, and they really hated that. Ravenous Chupacabra. The dog jumps all the way in the air, eats the goggle-wearing Thopter. The goggles, like I said, they do nothing. Lars trading Thopter for Zealot. And dropping down to a meager 6 life. Needs a half a miracle now. Top deck Glory Bringer. Isn't even enough at this point. I think, yeah, he needs Whirler Virtuoso plus Friends. Three mana. Taps a bunch of stuff. Maverick. And again, Peter steals the Thopterist, flips his Profane Procession. It is now a Tomb of the Dusk Rose, so for 4 mana, and tapping the Tomb, he can put a Maverick into play, pretty much. Again, 2 Thopters, one of them wielding the goggles. Enter the fray for Lars. Peter is still on the offensive. It's not looking too hot for him, for Lars. 2 gifted Etherborns and the Ravenous Cur, the filthy dog, jumping into the red zone. The goggled up Thopter jumps in front of the dog. The other Thopter whirling to the floor and jump blocking. And we're back to top deck Virtuoso to stabilize. Peter asking to look at Lars's graveyard. I think Lars drew and passed the turn here. Lars should be at 20. No, I think Peter should be at 26. Alpha strike for Peter. And unless Lars has something here, this will decide. No, reveals the decoction module, and Peter takes game 3, takes the match, takes the top 8, takes the tournament, becomes the Gentry Open champion. Everybody,